Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live. Tonight is episode 140 of my show. I am honored to bring back my guest for this evening, powerhouse singer, songwriter, Arei Moon. She's been singing her entire life, and she used to sing at the BB King's Blues Club in Orlando. Arei earned a golden ticket on season 15 of American Idol, and most recently she was on season 18 of The Voice on Team Nick, and she finished in the top 17. So Arei has a lot to share with us tonight, so I'm so excited to bring her back on my show. She was on my show, episode 49, February 19th, 2021. And it's almost a year later. So much can happen in a year, right? Like, we're still in this pandemic, but guess what? We're trucking through. We're doing it. So how's everyone's weekend going? What's going on? What are you guys up to? What music are you listening to? Arei just came in the room. Whenever you're ready. Hello, hello. Good evening. Hope you guys are having a great weekend and staying warm. I'm in New York. It's like 10 degrees here. So when did you first hear about Arei Moon? Are you from Boston? Are you from Orlando? Was it American Idol? Was it The Voice? Was it her TikTok? When did you first discover Arei? And Arei, whenever you're ready. Yes, I post about Arei a lot, and she's going to join us.
Woo!
Hi,
Yay. Hi.
how are you?
Good.
Look gorgeous, by the way. Like, I feel like I'm catching you at a show or something.
Thanks. I try to come through, like it's the real thing.
Definitely. I know. I feel like we're like backstage at a show and there's like a whole lighting thing that you got going on behind you.
It's the secret,
Yes, that's usually on a Saturday night, right?
I know.
So thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to have you back on the show. We were talking earlier. You have a lot of cool stuff that you're going to announce tonight that not a lot of people know about. So let's just get into it. What would you like to tell the beautiful people watching right now?
Okay, so I have met in the last month, I want to say, some really awesome people.
Yeah.
Really random, honestly. And the last month has been moving so fast, and I ended up co-owning a label.
Cool.
With my new friend and business partner, Mark Diamond. He's based out of New Hampshire. Actually, just today came back from up there.
Oh, wow.
I was in New Hampshire yesterday, I think it was, and then I came back today from Boston. And then what else? Yeah, so we're starting our own label, and essentially I'm gonna be signed to my own label, basically. So I can keep my own rights and stuff, do some big stuff. I'm really excited about it. It's it doesn't feel real yet.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be doing my first camp ever. And it starts on Monday. I'm so excited about it. And it's going to be a 10-day camp, 10 hours a day. I've got some really dope people coming, and some of my day ones are going to be there as well. My engineer, he kills. I can't wait for you guys to hear all the crazy stuff that we put together. I'm so excited about it.
Yes. So tell me how you met your label mate. How did you know him previously? Did he reach out to you? How did the relationship start?
So it's so random. We actually did a podcast with his business partner on the other end. Sam! Hi, That's my big bro. See, I get so distracted easily. I'm like a raccoon. I see something shiny and I'm like,
Hey,
no
worries.
What were we talking about? Oh, yes. So I actually just did a podcast talking about it, and it's probably going to come out soon. But I went in December, like the beginning of December. I went with my videographer and my photographer because I kind of wanted to do like a hometown kind of like get to know where I come from photo shoot and video shoot.
Yeah.
So I took my team out to Boston. And we were like the whole day just running around Boston taking photos and stuff. Some of them I've already posted.
Yes.
And then towards the end of the night, there's like this bridge out there in front of TD Garden where the Boston Celtics play.
Right.
And it's like a really pretty bridge. And then like right in front of it, if you stand, you can see the bridge with the lights and then like all the traffic. And I thought that would be like really cool to do maybe a TikTok video or like an Instagram reel. And my plan was to sing in front of that and then go post it wherever.
Yeah.
But for some reason that whole day, like we kept getting removed from things and then being placed in like the perfect situation that entire day.
Yeah.
So then I walked off to this other side because we tried to find another side of this bridge, and I was singing under this like tunnel that kind of like echoes.
Yeah.
And then after I finished, I ended it, and this guy walks up to me and he made sure that he caught my eye, like made eye contact with me and was like, you have a really amazing voice. And it really meant a lot in that moment because like people like, you know, you go to shows and people pass by and they're like, oh, you did so good, like good job, like whatever. And it's just like in passing kind of. Right. But it was like he made it a point to like make me feel like what he was saying was true, you know? Does that make sense?
Definitely.
And so I was like, oh, thank you. And then like I didn't think anything of it. And then like, you know, they walked off. Yeah. And then it was really cold. And we're in Florida, so we're not used to the cold like that anymore. And we didn't have jackets or anything. Like, our fingers were, like, pruning. And so we walked off, and we were trying to figure out if there was someone who knew, like, what color the lights would be for the night. Yeah. And then we ended up going into this Converse store, and I walk in, and the guy is in there with his business partner and his friend. And he's like, well, you were the one that was singing outside? And I was like, yeah, that was me. And he was like, whatever you want in this store, like, buy it. Like, oh, wow. Like, get it, and I'm going to buy it for you. And, like, me, like, I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, I wasn't raised that way. Like, I was like, no. Yeah. And then we were going around the store, like, looking at all the different cool shoes that the Converse store had. And then, like, he was talking to us, and we were just like, oh, like, where are you from, blah, 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 all that stuff. And eventually, I don't know how I got here, but eventually I was, like, joking with him. And I was like, I'll take this whole wall. And he was like, if you want the whole wall, I'll get the whole wall. And then my videographer goes, that's an investment. And he was like, what do you need, an investor? And then like I like turned around and I was like, yes. Like, what's up? And then we started talking, like all of us in the group, and like we like hit it off immediately. It's like I don't always meet people that I'm like, yo, these people are like dope people, you know? Right. And so he was one of those people, him and his partner Jason. And so we started talking, and then he was like, look, like, let's talk about this for real. Like, this is my number. Here you go. Like, he's like, I just got this phone today. You're the first person with this number. He's like, but I'm not a stalker, so I'm not going to text you. So if you don't text me, we'll probably like never hear from each other again. And I was like, don't worry, I'm going to text you. And then before I even got home, like an hour later, he did end up texting me. He was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, that was such an amazing meeting. And like, I'm so excited to see like what we could possibly do in the future or whatever. And then we kind of just kept in contact. And then they came out to Florida for like vacation. And so we ended up meeting, and I got to introduce him to everybody. And then it was just crazy because like I was trying to like take them out to show a good time. Like I didn't want to talk business or anything. Yeah. And then somehow like I brought them to this place called Taverna Opa, which is right next to where I used to perform at BB King's. Cool. Now BB King's is closed down, so it's like really sad over there, but we ended up there because it was like loud music. It was really good. And so we were like, yeah, let's go have fun going there. We ended up standing in front of BB King's outside talking for like 3 hours. Maybe not 3 hours, maybe like 2 hours. We never made it inside of Taverna Opa. Like, we paid for parking and everything. Like, never did the party thing or anything. Like, we just were talking just because like that was how natural it was that we like hit it off. Yeah. And then at the day after that, I got to introduce him to my engineer, brought him to the studio. We were like, this is what we do. And he was like, look, I was already thinking about doing some stuff in music, and like it's like it was kind of like just fate.
Wow.
And then, yeah, we ended up getting everything together. And then I went up there just like yesterday. I think it was the day before yesterday. I can't remember what day I actually was in New Hampshire, but, and then again, it was just like, I feel like I have known them forever. And like, we just met a month ago, and they're really dope people. Like, honestly, I'm kind of good at like, when I meet people, I'm like, I'm not sure about them. So I'll kind of like be standoffish and like observe. But it was just like when we met them, like everything was so natural. Like they came, they met my husband, everything was so natural there. Like it was just like, I don't know. I feel like when I went to Boston that first time in December, I feel like me and my team like had walked through like this like magic dust, because ever since that day, everything has just been like falling into place. And it's like all I pray for is for like valuable and like great people with great hearts to come into my path, and then that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like really excited about that. Like I have new friends now that like I feel like I can count on.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people will be like, it's not conventional, and you know, like you don't really know these people, but it's just like we feel like we do, and that's really all that matters, you know. So it's really exciting. So now officially as of the day before it was the day before yesterday. Officially as of the day before yesterday, we are now co-owners in the Diamond Legacy brand, or Diamond Legacy Records. And Diamond comes from Mark Diamond, that's his name. Right. And then and I'm really like quiet and stuff. So when we were like doing our stuff, he was like, no, I want this to like represent both of us. And I thought that was so sweet. So he like put like the moon in the logo and also like a diamond in there. So it's really cute. Everything has been so collaborative and amazing. Yeah. And then his partner, Jason, is just another amazing person. Like he is so young, and it's like talking to him, you wouldn't even know that he was as young as he is. He's just like, he's got a great head on his shoulders, and he's doing a clothing line. So that's going to be like a partner with the label. Cool. And it's dope. I can't wait for you guys to like meet them and see all of the crazy things that we're going to do. Like, I'm so excited. And then, I don't know, he's coming down to Florida tomorrow so we can do the camp too.
Very cool.
So.
Nice. So you literally met Mark, like randomly on a bridge.
Yeah.
Then you saw him at what, the Converse store you said? Was it Converse?
Yeah. Like immediately afterwards.
I mean, like, the story is so incredible. It's like the stars aligned, and you being in the place at that exact time.
Right.
At that place, right? Because if he was 20 minutes late and you had bounced off the bridge and you went somewhere else, you wouldn't have seen him, right? If you didn't at that shoe store, you wouldn't have seen him.
Right. It was like God was like, the first time when he came up and met, it was like God was like, okay, this is your opportunity to talk. And then, like, it didn't happen. And he was like, okay, I'm going to try this one more time. Let's go to the Converse store.
Love it. So about the camp that's starting Monday, tell us a little bit about that.
So I named it Camp Moon because I wanted to be like either an annual thing or like a semi-annual thing where like we get together. And so the hard part is that I know so many talented songwriters and producers and, you know, things like that. But at the end of the day, you have to keep a budget, and you just have to kind of like let your heart lead you to where it goes. Right. And so we finalized some producers and a songwriter that's coming out from LA. And they'll be here tomorrow. I'm really excited about it. I made these little surprises for them, and I don't think any of them are in here, so I will show you what it is in a second. But I made these little surprises. Actually, let me just get it real quick. Okay. So I'm like big on manifesting things. So I like to speak what's going to happen into existence. And honestly, it's been working for me. So I already showed Mark this, so I'll show this. But I made them like these little things. I'm like trying to see who's in here. I don't think they're in here. So I gave him the title of executive producer because that's what he is. Yeah. So I wanted everyone to come in with the mindset that like out of this camp, a Grammy song is going to come out of this camp. So I basically gave them like little fake Grammys. I love that say it, and it has like the date and stuff. But I'm gonna like present that to them just so that we can all like feel like, you know, this is something that we all really want. So we're gonna get it together and do it, you know? And we're doing 10 days, 10 hours. It's really long. But these people are so talented. Actually, you actually interviewed Santos Silva.
I did.
Yes, so he's my songwriter.
What? You're working with Santos?
Yeah, so he's actually my cousin. We've been
I didn't know you guys were related. Small world.
yeah, it's crazy. So he's coming out, and you know how amazing he is. Like, I don't have to tell you.
Yeah. He's insane.
Yeah, so it's gonna be crazy. And then there's a group of 3 producers. They go by Naive.
Okay.
And they're amazing too. One of them is a singer named Jordan Hawkins.
Okay.
I would encourage you to check him out. He's really awesome.
Yeah.
And then I have some other people coming. Mike Sorter, who is co-producers with my engineer Lou. They're coming, and I've got like a vocal producer coming, Ian, and he's got some great stuff under his belt as well. Like, it's just gonna be like such a vibe. I'm so excited about it, and I just hope that like I can finally get I can finally give people like a piece of me, because this last year has just been so freaking crazy. I'm over it, and I'm ready. Oh, see, one of them just came in here. I'm so glad I showed you the surprise before he came in. Mike, I just finished talking about you.
Yes, talk about timing. I think timing is everything in life, because if you're in the right place at the right time, it does pop off. And for you to be on the bridge, like I said, or in the Converse store, and then like, yeah, you're right. When you meet somebody, you know about their energy, and you know if you vibe. But like, there's literally people that maybe you've known 2 weeks that treat you better than people that have known you 10 years, right?
Yeah, yep, exactly.
So like, the fact that you guys were all on the same page and you guys owe each other a month, like, I think that's so awesome.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's dope. Like, I'm still like beside myself.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, what the thing is, it's like, I've met a lot of people that have been like, yeah, I want to invest in your career, or not a lot, but I've met quite a few. And it always has been like, I've always felt like icky about it in the beginning, you know? And that's not a good feeling to have. And it's always turned into something that's just been like, but like with Mark, like, he's so respectful. He's so kind. Like, he says what's on his mind, and he allows, like, I've never had to feel intimidated. Like, even when I was trying to like get him to meet everybody, and like, you know, that would be something that most people would be like, even me with other people would be like, oh my God, I'm so nervous, whatever. But from the jump, I've always just been able to just be myself. And I feel like when you can be that way with people, like, those are your people.
Yeah, when you're authentically yourself and you're not hiding anything, and like someone really connects with you, it's like, yeah, it's just like, you can't deny the attraction and just like the vibes that you're getting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited for you, because you said all this popped up within like the past month.
I know. I've been like MIA. It's like, when I'm silent, that's how you know, like, I'm like gearing up to like go hard. Definitely. You know? And I try to keep it secret for so long, but I feel like now that it's finally like an official thing, like, I can talk about it. Because I've been like so scared to tell people what I've been doing, because it's not always that people want the best for you. Like, they might say to your face that they do, but they don't always want the best for you.
Right.
And so I've always been like nervous to tell people what I'm doing, because I don't want them to like wish me ill, or, you know?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think it's so important, like, when you go through these really cool experiences, to share them, because like, your wins are everybody else's wins. And I think it's really like, pat yourself on the back and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like, I am so happy for myself, because then when you look back on this a year or 2 years from now, you can say like, oh my gosh, this day in history, I said this, or I posted this photo, and this is feeling in that time. So I know what you mean by like people like hating on you, but it's kind of like when we were talking last time about the brag book, and how like you have to be excited for yourself, and like people on your team that really like love you and like appreciate you. It's kind of like that. And like, if haters are out there, they're going to be, but like, you got to ignore them. Like, the people that love you and are on your team, they're here, and they're going to support you and love you with open arms, truly.
Yeah. Essence, hi!
So I want to start from like the beginning of your life. What did music mean to you as a child?
Honestly, music as a child was my escape. Because I was an only child. I was a first generation American child. I went to a small private school. I was bullied a lot in school. It was like so small that like when one person was like popular or whatever and they decided they didn't like anybody, that's what it was, you know? And so like I've always had like one friend. Like that was my best friend. And like elementary school, like kids are assholes, man. Like it's like that stuff sticks with you, you know? Like till this day I have days where like I get emotional and I'll cry about the stuff that happened in like second grade, you know? And so people used to be like, you can't sing, like you'll never have a boyfriend. Like they would say things like that to me. And then like I'm really big on pop music. Like I know you know I'm obsessed with NSYNC. And so I would like tie up my little microphone to like the ceiling fan. The like wired ones, and then I would like pretend like I was like singing in the studio and stuff. And like that's what I would do because I would be at home, I would be alone, you know. My mom, I always had both of my parents in my life, but you know, my mom was like a single mom and she was working hard, and so you know I kind of had to like entertain myself, I guess, you know. And music was always something that I wanted to do. I would literally dream of like being on stage or like doing a music video or like being on Disney Channel, you know. Like that was always in my mind. I can't think of a time that I wasn't thinking about that. But then when I was living in Boston, I lived in Boston up until 7th grade. Like I never really had the opportunities to like do music every day. My first experience in Boston was when I opened up for LL Cool J. And that was just before I moved to Florida. And then when I got to Florida, my school had a really awesome like choir program. I had this teacher that really like saw something in me. And even till this day, we're still in contact. Like we don't talk, but like we're on socials and stuff like that. But he's always supported me, and like he would always like give me solos and be like, and like would like push me to do stuff that I thought I couldn't do. And then I really wanted to do music. When I graduated high school, I was like, I'm gonna audition for American Idol. And then I auditioned and I didn't even make it past the first like round. And I was like, I hate them. I'm never gonna do a music show again. And like, I can't believe I thought I could sing all this time. And like, I really convinced myself that I was not good. And then in college, I was able to intern at a radio station. And that's when I fell back in love with like all the music stuff again. And I met some guy that was like helping out with music and stuff, and then I ended up doing a band. And that's when I started doing cover bands and stuff and realized that I really love being on stage. And after college I was just like, I'm just gonna pursue music because like I did what was necessary to like follow the, you know, my parents like they believe in me, but they also believe in hard work. They came from a country that is like, it's not like a third world country, but it's just like not as advanced, you know? So all of them, they all have like the work hard mentality. So like my dad came here from Cape Verde, and he's a biomedical engineer. My mom speaks 6 languages, and she's always worked hard, you know, like that's always something. So school is always very important for them. So I had to do that. Like there was no getting around that. So I did that, and then I actually got to do American Idol back in 2015, or it was 2016. One of those, the farewell season of the first American Idol. And they actually reached out to me, and I was like, oh, like I didn't understand that like not every moment is your moment at that time. I was still young, so I wasn't prepared to be on American Idol the first time I auditioned. I don't even think I was prepared to be on it the second time I auditioned and went to Hollywood. They never aired my audition, but at least it gave me like, okay, I can do this, and like people do think I'm talented. And then I auditioned for The Voice a couple times, and like honestly with The Voice, like every time they gave me like a glimpse of hope. Like they were like, you're really good, like let's see what we can do, like maybe we'll call you back or stuff. It was never just like, oh, this isn't the time for you, bye, you know. Like they always would like hold me back and be like, hey, like are there any other songs or things like that. But then I think when I started working at BB King's as a lead vocalist, I was singing alongside Chris Thomas, who was top 10 on his season of The Voice in season 4. And so he was like, I think you really need to go out for it again. And like that stage is like a whole nother level of like teaching you to like, it was basically like we were touring because we performed 4 nights a week out of the week.
Amazing.
4 hours. And then that gave me like vocal strength. I started seeing a vocal instructor and just things like that. And then the voice happened and boom.
Yeah.
That's the whole long timeline.
But that's so important though, because the thing is, right, like you tried out for American Idol and you're like, oh my gosh, like this sucks. This totally sucks, right? But it's kind of like never give up because like it just wasn't your time then. But, you know,
Exactly.
for people who are new to you, you were on season 18 of The Voice and you did get 2 people who turned their chairs for you. And it was crazy.
Yeah.
The people that did not see your blind audition, you sung a song by Kelly Clarkson, and Nick and Kelly turned around, but Nick blocked Kelly from being on.
Freaking Nick.
Which is, because it's like, right? Like Kelly was so excited that you sang her song.
Yeah.
And Nick came in and was like, no, I want you on my team.
That honestly brought me so much joy.
Yeah.
That like, 1, that Kelly Clarkson like liked that I did her tour version.
Yep.
And then 2, that like Nick thought that like in the first couple notes that I was worthy of like him blocking the creator of the song, you know?
Yeah. That's the crazy thing about The Voice is because you never know like what's going to happen, who's going to use your block. And I think it's a really cool thing when someone's like, I'm going to use my block on this coach because like that means they really love you. They're going to fight you. Like they do anything to get you on their team.
Mm-hmm. And so, you know what? He really did. He really did fight for me the whole time. Like, he was like always giving me, what's the word? Affirmations or like making sure that I knew that I could do it because I would get nervous. Like I was singing in front of freaking Nick Jonas. Like when I was younger, I used to think he was so hot. Now I'm married and I think my husband's the hottest thing in the world. But you know, like
you're both married and it's like, oh my gosh.
I know. And he's having a baby. Like he secretly is having a child. Like
it's crazy. That was just announced like yesterday.
I know. That's so crazy. Like no one would have ever known.
I know. Oh, I know. But they're so cute together. I'm so excited because they just seem like such an incredible couple.
Yeah. Priyanka is just like, how can I, like, she's so like elegant. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and beautiful and just like, she seems like one of those like women that is just like they can come in and command the room. Like, you know what I mean? Without even having to try or like be a bitch or anything. Like she could just, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're all good. You're all good. No, she seems so regal and so poised.
Yeah.
Like you look at her and you're like, oh my gosh, like I just want some of that energy. Like give me your energy, like that positivity, that regalness, like independent. I can do anything and walk in this room and like you're gonna listen and look at me.
Exactly. Yeah, I was really hoping that I would like get to meet her.
She didn't come in?
I never got to meet her. Like she was there, but like not like where we were. Like I think when we were finishing our knockouts and we were like taking our pictures and stuff, Nick was like, yeah, she's here. She's like in the back. She loves all of you. And I was like, she's here? If she's not like, she's not here right now? I feel like if we were able to go back, I probably would have had the chance to meet her. But honestly, that was like the first thing that when I like realized I was going to be like, when it sunk in that I was going to be on Nick Jonas's team, that was like the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh, I could meet Priyanka.
I love that. So I know that you're a pretty big Kelly Clarkson fan, but if you had the chance to sing one song with Kelly, like a duet, what song would it be?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. What song? I don't know. I feel like I Will Survive would be like a fun song to sing with her.
Heck yeah.
Like say if we were doing like a karaoke joint, I feel like that would be so fun to do with her.
Oh my gosh, I think that would be so amazing for you guys to do together. Do you watch her show, the Kelly Clarkson show?
I do when I get a chance. I get to see more like snippets because honestly, like I've been so swamped I haven't even had a chance to like sit down and like watch TV. Yeah. And when I do, I'm like binge watching series on like a Saturday or something, you know?
Yeah.
But I get to see like little snippets and stuff. She is so funny. Like
yeah, I know. I definitely think that you should shoot your shot to Kelly and be like, hey, I sang your song on The Voice. I want to come on the show. Like, let's get it. I have stuff I got to talk about.
I'm gonna write it in my manifestation notebook.
But the thing is, I love that show, and you're right. She's so funny. She's so down to earth, and she gives a platform to so many different kinds of people, like, you know, nurses and actors and singers. She sings on the show. She brings like singers that people don't know, and that's all you, girl.
Yeah. I'm trying to go there. I actually had like a little write down of like shows that I would like to be on, and I put like Kelly Clarkson, Jimmy Fallon, like all these like big things. I know it's like shooting for the moon, but you know.
It's not though. I think when you write it down and you say it in front of the mirror and you're like, this is gonna happen, and then you do it and you cross it off, and then you set like bigger goals because you know you want XYZ in your career. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So in December, you had the opportunity to sing the national anthem at the Orlando Magic game.
Yeah.
Back to that day.
That was okay. So that was so exciting for me because last year I got to do the national anthem for the Orlando Magic like 3 or 4 times, but because of COVID, I never got to have that experience of like singing on the court.
Right.
So we were like singing like up in the nosebleeds in this like section called the Ozone.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, this is cool. Like, this is really cool. But this year, like, if you're vaccinated, you can actually go on the court. And so I was like, I get to sing on the court. Like in the middle of the court. And they were like, yeah. And I was so nervous. Like, I've never been nervous singing the national anthem. I've been singing it since, like, the 8th grade.
Yeah.
At every single, like, game at school or whatever. But it was just crazy because it was, like, everywhere was packed. It was Star Wars night, so like it was a big event, and like afterwards people were coming up to me and they were like, you did so good, and like people were so nice about it. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. I was so excited that I like that's the biggest thing ever. I know it sounds cheesy, but I'm just like, I was on the court. Like I was on the court.
Like packed arena, and you know, you look up and you're like, oh my gosh, every seat is filled. Like that's like incredible experience. And even though like it's a song you've been singing your entire life, and like like you sing it before every game, like it's so cool to like be like, hey, I did it for this game, or I did it at this arena. Like it's such a huge thing to sing the national anthem and really rock it, and then like, you know, everybody in the entire arena is looking at you. Yeah.
And like and I love when I hear them like singing with me, like sometimes I can like hear that and I'm like, okay, I hear you. Like, okay, let's go. And the people there are so nice. Like this time they gave me like a dressing room. Like, look, you could not tell me nothing that day. I was a celebrity that day.
Yes, you are.
They were like, oh, you get your own dressing room. And then like my photographer came and got like these really cool, like, you know, when you see like celebrities getting ready to like walk into their show and they're like in the back of the arena. Yeah. Like he got like really cool pictures that like gave that illusion. I was like, yay, okay.
Yeah, I saw some of your photos. I was like, these are so amazing. And then it was like, it was over someone's shoulder. And then it was like, yeah, the photos came out amazing.
Yeah, that's shots by Frost.
Yes, he does those photos, right?
Yeah, man. He's an alien because he just started doing photography last year. Really? How did you find he just picked up a camera last year. I was just like looking for photographers on Instagram, and then like I'm very picky with like the editing. Yeah. And his editing is so clean. So I found him, and then at that time I had a publicist. And she's really dope too. She was like, let's set up a meeting then. If you really like him, let's set up a meeting. So she contacted him and we went and talked, and then like from there, and then he started like doing stuff for people that we were like mutual acquaintances with, and it's just like he was where I was at, and then it's just crazy that like the people that I have, like they all really believe in me. Like they really make me feel like they think we're gonna go somewhere, and that's honestly what keeps me going is their energy. Definitely. Yeah, it's so good to have important people around you that like love you, appreciate you, want the best for you. Like it's so important. And like I was gonna ask you about him because he does all of your shots. I'm like, oh my God, stunning. He is crazy good. Like you should see, like whenever you get a chance, like go check out his like page because his like editing is crazy. Like I don't really get the editing that he does yet. Yeah. Mine are more like kind of like lifestyle stuff and event stuff, but his is just crazy. It's amazing.
Heck yeah. Love that. So I want to talk about some of the struggles that you had during the course of your life or your career. Like, what are some things you've gone through and how have you gotten through them?
So I go through anxiety and depression like quite often. Like there's times when like I don't even want to like get out of bed. There's times where like I cry for like 3 days in a row and I literally have no idea why I'm crying, and I feel like I'm being so annoying, you know? And then I like my mind tricks myself into having like insomnia where I can't sleep, and then it gets worse, and then I start believing that like I'm never gonna make it. Like, why did I even waste all this time doing it? And then, you know, but luckily I'm surrounded with people that, you know, do that. Last year was pretty tough for me just because I was going through a lot of changes in like my team and stuff.
Right.
And great changes, because now that those changes are here, it's just like everything is going well, you know? And then actually the day that I was talking to you last was like a really, really hard day that day. Yeah, like
gosh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was just because like I was so excited about like getting to like do this with you. Yeah. And like that whole day was just like a mess, like for no reason, you know? Yeah. And I've always been a person that's been like afraid to like let things go. But now I feel like the older I get, the easier it is to be like, bye, or, you know? Yeah. Because you got to protect your peace. You got to protect your heart. You got to protect your mentality, like your mental. And I feel like because COVID happened, like it just kind of put people in a darker place. Well, I can't speak for people, but kind of put me in a darker place just because like I wasn't able to perform like I thought I would. You know, we didn't have this season that everybody else had. Yeah. Because even the season after us, like they were able to go out to LA for the whole thing, you know? Yeah. And we kind of had to do it from home. And I just felt like I don't want to say we were robbed, because it's still kind of cool. Like we were the only from home season, but it's just like, I don't feel like we got the opportunities that everybody else got. Right. Because
people were in hotel rooms and were able to like hang out with people and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like all in your homes, and you're like on the show, and then it's like, so it's just definitely a strange experience.
Yeah. And it's like we made such good friends. Like we all became such a close family. And then finding out that we weren't coming back to see each other was just like,
yeah.
Like what? But like we stayed in touch with like our people, like, you know, Sam. Yeah. Like he's like my big brother. Tanisha Harris, she's literally my best friend. We talk all the time. Like I go out. She's on Broadway right now, so I've gone to a couple of her shows. And probably gonna go to a couple more. But it's just like we created like valuable relationships, and I think that's what helped get me through at least like the dark moments of like last year. Just because it was just like, dang, I just did this big thing and I can't do anything with it. Yeah. COVID. Yeah. So it was like so depressing, but honestly, it's just like timing. It's a lesson on just waiting for your moment.
Right.
And it comes when it comes.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like COVID like hit everybody, and it's like, we didn't know how we were going to get through it. We didn't know how long it was going to last. It's crazy that it's lasted as long as it has, but it's like, I think everybody struggles with some of the things you're talking about, mental health, anxiety, and like, oh my God, what's going on? And like, what can I have to look forward to? And it's like,
yeah,
crazy. Like, you just need good people around you. And I think, and it's crazy that you said last time we talked, you had gone through a really bad day, because I had no idea that things were.
Well, when I came back to talk to you, it was like, you were like, so like, you know, like happy and like whatever. So I like fed off of that, you know? Right. And that's what I love when people are like that, because it's just like, when people are like down all the time and like negative all the time, it drags you down. And like, if you're already there, it makes you worse, you know? Like, I feel like we carry each other's energies, even if we don't try to. Yeah. And so like the fact that you were just like, so like happy and like talking and like, you made me feel like I was special. Like I actually forgot about it in that moment. What we were talking about. Yeah.
I'm so happy I was able to do that for you.
Not to be cheesy, but
no, but I really appreciate that, because I had so much fun having you on the show, and I can't believe it's been almost a year. And like,
I know,
like now, like you're in such a better state of mind, because I think COVID really brought a lot of things to the surface, right? And it's like, what's going on? Like, what's living where I am? Do I have the right people around me? Like, it really like shines the light on everything in your life, and you're like, what the heck am I doing? Am I meant to do this? Like, what's going on? You ask yourself.
Exactly.
And so I'm so happy that like everything has turned around, and like the label.
Me too.
Oh, cool. I love it.
These dogs are over here like, pay attention to me.
Yeah,
so rude.
Proud of you. I'm so happy for you. I want to talk a little bit about your songwriting.
Okay.
So I guess talk to me about some of the songwriting that you've done over the past couple months.
So I've been like writing since I was a kid, but I've always been like, everything I wrote, I would like read it back and been like, ew, like I can't believe I wrote that. And then I would just like hide it and like never look at it again.
Right.
But then like Santos, like he helps me. He's always like, stop being like that. Like you can do it. Like, come on. And everybody else that's around me right now, stop it. Go sit down. Sorry. The dogs. They always distract me. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So I've started like trying to write stuff down, set it aside if I get like writer's block or whatever, and then come back to it later.
Yeah.
But then I also started asking for more help, which I never wanted to do before because I was embarrassed to show my stuff to people.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that on top of this project that we're going to start on Monday, a song that I've been working on already is going to be part of the project, and it's called Shiny and New. And I wrote the hook and like the beginning of the verse, and then Santos came out to Florida and helped me with the rest of it. And I'm really excited about it because it's going to be like my first thing that I could be like, this is mine. Like, you know, and be like, this is mine based off of like what I'm going through. And it's called Shiny and New. When you hear it, it kind of sounds like it's like a love song. And I guess it is kind of, but it's like more to yourself. Basically like telling you to like love yourself and like you need something new. Like this old version of you is like not okay. It's like a destructive version of you. So you need to be like a good version of you that's going to take care of yourself. Like you don't need other people to love you or to, you know, validate you or, you know, like just kind of like the sentiment I was going through. Cause like, I feel like a lot of times when I like do get insomnia and things like that, it's because it's my own mind, like tricking me into thinking that I'm not like worth it or that I can't do it or things like that. I'm just like, I'm tired of like feeling that way. It's my own fault. It's like, it's not like anybody's like coming up to me and like, yeah, like you suck. Like it's not what's happening.
Yeah. And it's so hard because it's like when you struggle with it and it's like some days are better than other days, but other days it's just like, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so down. Like I don't feel okay. And it's like, how do you get yourself out of that? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I feel like people need to find ways to cope. I've been doing a lot of like searching on the internet of different ways to cope. So like sometimes at night when I can't sleep now, like I'll do this thing where I don't even know how it really goes, but I'll think of like 3 things that are in the room. Yeah. And then I'll start describing what they look like based off of memory. And then I'll do that until like my mind is tired and I'll just wake up the next morning like, wasn't I like thinking about this? Like what part of that at what point did I fall asleep? Like,
yeah. Does that
and it's been helping. Yeah.
It has?
Yeah. It's been helping. And you know, I have my dog. I have 2 dogs now, but my black lab is my emotional support animal. And so she always can tell when like I'm about to have like an episode or something. Like, it's weird. She's always like on my like chest, like, hey, like you need to relax. Like, get off your phone type of stuff. She'll like nudge my phone out of my hand. Like,
my gosh.
Yeah, she's like the sweetest thing ever. She's so smart.
Yeah. I think it's cool when dogs can pick up on that, right? Your dog is there and it's like, you don't have to say anything. It's just that energy and they feel the energy. It's crazy, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. The new one, he's oblivious. Like I'll be crying and he'll be like, "Want to play?" Like, he doesn't get it. He's new to the whole situation though. That's why. Yeah. Yeah. So what does success mean to you? That's a good question. What does success mean to me? I think success is like different for everybody. For me personally, success means saying and dreaming of doing something and then actually putting in the work to get there. Definitely. Because I don't necessarily think that like
if you fail at something, you didn't succeed.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's more of like a lesson on maybe this isn't the route you were supposed to go or whatever. I think it's like something really that would teach you the ways to get to where you're going. So I don't know. I feel like hard work is the definition of success.
Yeah, there's no shortcut. Like, you gotta put work. Like, anybody that you know that's successful has put the work in, and you might just think that they went through the positive things, but they may not even talk about the more difficult things that they went through.
Yeah. That's exactly how I feel. Like, even like I'm not gonna bring up Mark and like tell his story, but like he was telling me his story, and it's just like he's such a hard worker.
Yeah,
he's been working hard since he was like 14.
Yeah.
You know, and so and I feel like it's really good to surround yourself with people like that.
Definitely.
He said something to me that ever since he said it, I was like, that makes sense. He said that he always wants to be the dumbest in the room.
Yes, I love that quote.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because if you're
not learning.
Yeah, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Like, you want to be in a room where like you can learn from all these other people.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with that quote. And it's like, yeah, you got to be in a room where like everybody can teach you things, because we can all learn from each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And you don't know everything. I feel like people who think they know everything like are not going to do well in the long run.
Right. And even if you think you do know everything, like, you don't, because the world is ever changing, right? Like, even like days and weeks and months, like, nobody knows what's going on. Like, we're in a pandemic. Like, nobody knows everything. Like, you still need to like learn and like better yourself and surround yourself with good people, because that's what.
Exactly.
So that's all the questions I have for you this evening, but you're going to sing for us.
Yeah. Should I do like my cover first?
Do whatever you want to do.
Okay, let's do the cover first. Oh wait, did somebody ask a question? I honestly don't know what went into the aesthetics. I don't know. Okay, let me put this back to the beginning because it looks like it started. Oh no, it's right there. Okay. Take you off mute. Okay, so this is Crazy by Gnarls Barkley. It's my favorite go-to song for, is it? Okay. No, stop muting. Yay. Okay. Ew, I always get nervous when I'm in my own house. I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions had an echo in so much space. Yeah. When you're out there without a care, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. Yeah. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. And I hope that you are having the time of your life. But think twice. That's my only advice. Yeah. Come on now. Who do you think you are? Ha ha ha. Bless your soul. You really think you're in control? make you crazy, just like me. My heroes had the heart to lose their lives out on a limb. And all I remember is thinking, I want to be like them. Whoa. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun. And it's no coincidence I've come. And I can die when I'm done. Yeah. Baby, I'm crazy. Baby, I'm crazy. Baby, we're crazy. Probably. Yeah.
Yes! Love that song. And
Thank you.
So
I like that version of it. I don't know who did it, but like the acoustic sound is nice on it. I like it.
Yeah. Because it's like you think of that like fun, peppy, upbeat song, and then to strip it down is so cool.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, so for this one I'm gonna do like the chorus verse chorus because I don't want to give too much because I want you guys to be surprised.
Yes.
But this is a little bit of shiny and new. It's my first song that I wrote that I'm gonna put out, and Santos Silva helped me with it. Okay, there goes a shout out.
Santos!
Yeah, Santos. Okay. You need somebody, yeah, shiny and new, to love on your body, yeah, something brand new. Hey, get your attention, soak in the view. Ooh, you need somebody, shiny and new, yeah. Full nights where you're losing sleep, yeah. Moon's high when anxiety creeps, oh yeah. Full nights in insomnia, late nights when you ain't got love. Never know what you need till it all comes out. You feel lost and you ain't got a clue. Stuck on those, ain't got nothing to lose. You gotta know how to walk from all the hurt you cause yourself. Cause you need somebody, hey, shiny and new, oh, yeah. Love on your body, something brand new, yeah. Get your attention, oh, soak in the view, oh, cause you need somebody, yeah, shiny and new, yeah.
Yes! Oh, that's beautiful!
Oh, yay! Thank you.
I love it. It actually sounded very SWV-esque.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes! Ooh, I love it. So that song, when are you going to be releasing that one?
I'm not sure. So I think on Monday we're going to work on finishing like the arrangement because right now it's just guitar.
Yeah.
And I like like the idea of like having it stripped down in the beginning and then like kind of building up into something big.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm excited. I can't wait till I call him Patrick. I can't wait till Santos gets here tomorrow so that we could talk about it and like get it arranged. But I don't know if it's going to be either like something that I release as a single or if it's going to be something that'll be like in an EP or an album.
Yeah.
I guess once we're done with the camp, which will be like on the 4th.
Yeah.
Once we're done, we'll go through all the songs we did and see like what's going to be here and what's going to be there. But that one, I told everybody like that one has to be there because it's my first and only like written full written song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that song has to be released.
Yay! I'm happy you like it.
Yes.
I always get nervous when I write stuff because I'm like, what if they don't like it?
It is beautiful. I'm so happy that you shared it with us.
Thank you.
But I can't wait to hear like the official version of it.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait till it gets done and I can show you guys.
Yeah. The thing is, I know when like you songwrite and produce and all that, there's so many different versions of a song. It could go through like 15 different renditions. And so
yep.
hear it how you just sang it. I'm like, okay, well, we just got like, you know, maybe version 1, maybe version 7. I'm not quite sure, but it could
I would say like version 4.
I love it. So for all the beautiful people watching right now, tell them how they can support you, how they can follow you, plug all your social channels.
So I'm big on support via social. I don't really ask for people to like financially support. The biggest way that you can support me is like when I post something, share it, like it, comment on it.
Yeah.
All of my socials are Arei Moon, and our new label is in there too, Diamond Legacy Records. The way that name came about, obviously Diamond is Mark Diamond's last name, and then I wanted to think of what like the rarest diamond would be, and it's actually a diamond called Pink Legacy.
Oh, cool.
So that's where the legacy came from.
Nice.
And then it kind of just flowed. So yeah, you can follow us there. We're on Facebook, working on a website. My website has merch on it, www.areimoon.com. Actually, you know what? I got to go pay for them to put it back up. So just wait until tomorrow to go check that out. There's merch on there, but just wait until tomorrow to check. www.areimoon.com. That's AREIMOON. Yeah, I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever the rest of them are.
But the main place would probably be IG, right?
Yeah, Instagram and TikTok is more where I'm like, I'm embarrassed at how much time I spent on the two, but those are the two places that I'm on the most.
But I think it's important for musicians because the thing is like with something like TikTok and short form content, right? Like some days you can sing, some days you don't have to sing, some days you can do a trend. Like, so it's content for you and for people to follow you.
Yeah, and I feel like it gives everybody a good way to get to know people, but just like besides the music, you know, like I'm not just like a serious like singer. Like I'm really goofy.
Yeah,
sometimes I think I'm funny. I don't know. I think my TikToks are funny.
I think you're funny. I think I think it's really important. Yeah, you're right. It's important for people to see that side of you because yes, you do sing, but there's all these other aspects to your personality, and that's the cool thing. TikTok, it gets people like you're like, oh my god, I feel like I know that person more because of this quick 6-second video. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Awesome. So, does anybody in the chat have questions? If so, please feel free to put them in the comment section below.
What are your questions?
Yeah. So, other than the label, other than the camp that's coming up, and the single that's eventually going to be released, is there anything else coming up, like live shows or anything else that you want to tell the beautiful people watching right now?
Oh, I'm actually doing the national anthem at a Red Sox game this year. I don't know when, but it's gonna be after March. After March. I'm excited about that because like I don't really get to sing in my hometown much anymore, and so it'd be cool to do like something like that.
Have you sang at a Red Sox game before?
Okay. I've never got to do Red Sox. I've never got to do the Celtics, and like I really want to do the Celtics. So Celtics, if you hear me, like.
Celtics, like, come on, this has got to happen.
I know. Orlando Magic been having my back. Like, where y'all at, Celtics? Let's go.
Orlando is like, really appreciates and supports you. Like, Boston, come on, come through.
Right.
Where would you like to perform next?
Where would I like to perform next? Next? I honestly want to like perform on like Kelly Clarkson or like Jimmy Fallon.
We already talked about this earlier. This has got to happen. We need to write this down.
I know it needs to happen. I'm gonna write it down right now. Where's a pen?
It needs to happen. And Kelly Clarkson has something on her website where it's like, if you want to be on her show, you can actually write in and say like, oh, hey, this is what's going on. This is why
she does.
Yeah, she does.
We're in there. We are in there. I will bombard that email.
Yeah, you gotta send like the message like once a week, because then someone's eventually gonna see it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna be like, hey, you turned for me on The Voice. I'm not just no.
Yeah. Hopefully, like, once I finish my camp, I can be like, hey, I want to, like, debut my song here first because, like, you know?
Yeah, because she always has up-and-coming artists on her show. It's like, it's sometimes, I'm sure you've seen that. It's like, at the very end, it says artists to watch. And she's like, oh, this is so-and-so. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, you need to have more people on like that, because she has such a huge platform and she loves music and she supports musicians.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to try that out for real.
Happening. We're speaking this into existence for 2022. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. What instrument would you like to learn?
So I bought this guitar.
Cool.
And I just look at it right now, but like eventually I'm gonna learn to play it. I want to learn to play the guitar. I want to learn to play the keys. Mm-hmm. I want to learn to play the harp.
Oh, that is cool.
I met this harpist last year.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've been in love with that sound. Like, matter of fact, I don't know if it'll be possible, but I'm going to maybe see if I can reach out for him to, like, come and, like, on one of the songs, if it's right, to, like, you know, play the harp. That would be so dope. Maybe shiny and new. Who knows?
Heck yeah. Oh, my gosh. I think it would be so cool to do the harp, because it's just one of those, such a beautiful instrument. And it's like,
it's so angelic.
Yeah. It's like next level.
Yeah. Everybody's always like, that's so random. Like,
it's random, but like, it's cool, because most people are just like, oh, guitar, or like, or like drums, but like, no one has ever said the harp, and I am all for it.
Yay, let's get it.
Where would you like to travel next?
Where would I like to travel? Honestly, I want to go to Cape Verde, where my family's from, because the last time I was there was in 2013.
Yeah.
And a lot of changes have happened. I just want to like go visit. I want to visit the motherland and like, you know, go back and see like family that I haven't seen since I was a kid. And, I want to go with my family. But if I was like to travel somewhere next to somewhere I've never been, I really want to go to Australia. I've always wanted to go to Australia.
Yeah.
I heard it's beautiful out there.
I heard it is too, but it's like, it's going to take a long time to get there.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think of that. I'm terrified of planes, and I'm on them all the time, but I'm terrified of them. Yeah,
I don't know. I think that flight's like 22 hours or something, because it's like, you can't go.
Okay, I changed my mind. What's shorter?
Maybe somewhere in the States. I don't know.
I know, right? Hawaii. Never been there.
That's okay. So you're in Florida. Even if you're on the West Coast, it still takes a long time to get there. Like Hawaii.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
No. Texas? I've never been to Texas.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No.
Texas.
I've heard Texas is cool.
Yeah, they have a very cool like music scene, and then like the restaurants are next level. Like the food you eat in Texas.
I love food, so.
The food, like every kind of food imaginable in Texas, and it's all authentic and delicious.
I like the sound of that.
Definitely got to go to Texas. So, any final words for the room?
Final words for the room is never give up. I always say that. Yeah. And I always like to send people vibes of like love and prosperity. Definitely. And remind you to always be kind. I know sometimes it'd be hard. To be kind, especially like, you know, if somebody like cuts you off on the street, but try to like think about your actions before you guys do them, and spread love, because I feel like the world needs so much more of that. Like, I mean, I know sometimes everybody has their bad days, so it's not like a judgment upon people, but it's just like a reminder to like remind yourself to always be conscious of how you are treating other people, because I know people don't always mean to do the stuff that they do, but you know, just be conscious of that and try to be the difference that you want to see in the world, you know.
Oh, love that. I love that you're all about kindness and just like positivity, and I just love the beautiful vibes that you give off. It's just so inspiring.
Thank you.
Yes, and I'm so very thankful that you took time out of your schedule, because I know things are crazy busy right now. So appreciative that you dropped all this knowledge and fun and like goodness on my show. And please, Arei, please, please, please come back.
I will.
Please come back. Anytime you want to talk music, like, you know how to reach me. Like, we're going to make it happen. Like,
yes.
Let's talk music and share good vibes. And
yeah.
Thank you.
I wish I could show you my list. I have a list of like people that are gonna like hear my music first, and you're literally like at the top of it.
I am?
Yes. Because I talk to people sometimes, and like it's not always like, you know, like right or whatever. Like some like not saying that they're bad or anything. It's just like some people you click with, some people you don't. So it's just, you know.
I truly appreciate that, because I've been doing this show for a while now, and like there are a few people that I'm just like, I love talking to them because I just feel a certain type of way. Like I feel lighter, I feel like positive, and you're people, and I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for your energy, because you know there's a lot of craziness going on in the world. So when you meet positive, good people that just love music, it's just so hard to come by, especially in the industry, as you know. So I'm so appreciative of you. I wish you all the success in the world. Please come back on my show.
Thank you.
Anytime you want, you know how to reach me.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for spending your Saturday evening with me. And guys, if you don't already, please make sure follow Arei on all platforms. Right here on IG, Diamond Legacy Records. New music is coming. New music
soon, like for real this time.
Yes. Send Arei love. Share, like, support the music. Sending you so much love, Arei. Guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Arei on all streaming platforms. Tell her you saw her on my show and show her love. And guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow me. I'm Ashley Live. This is Vibin with Ashley Live. Support good music, spread love, be safe, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.